Hello, good morning. Good morning. Let's check. Stream looks stable. Announcement that we're live. Pray for good internet today, because we have quite a few Rage Forest sets and probably also the League sets cast today. Starting the day off with Viper versus Mihai in Rage Forest. So, welcome in everyone. I have the draft up. We'll take a look at their drafts. Hello, only positive vibes. Spammed that join stream button. And hello, Zexus. Good morning. I need to make coffee. I shall do that later in the day. Let's see. To spectator dashboard. ACCM, he's playing a team game right now. Jordan's playing a team game. Did I update my stream title? I didn't. This is Team Viper versus Team Mihai. I always update my YouTube title to forget the Twitch title. There we go. Viper versus Mihai. So I'll start AoE 2, give them some time to get set up, join their lobby and everything. Oh, I need to vote for maps. Alright, chat, while we're waiting, I'm going to do a map vote. So, give me your maps. Random map. Oh, clown maps. Fortress, Fortified Clearing, yes. And, Socotra. Boom. Easy. Team maps, Migration. Actually, that's probably crap with the new water balance. Same with Pilgrims. These maps are all probably horrible. We're just going to play Arabia, Arena, Black Forest, Nomad anyway. There's Fortified Clearing and Runestones. Okay, so these maps literally don't matter because we have like 4 good maps. We just need one more map. Maybe that, and I don't know. Oh, Socotra. There we go. That'll work. Norfolt and Scarlett Johansson. Thank you very much for using your Prime sub.
The horse Bavieka comes from the renowned royal stables of Seville.
You might want to go check out Emma Stone Walls. You two might get along pretty well. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. So yesterday, as we're just waiting for this lobby to get started, let's see, is Viper around? Okay, he's starting to stream. Yesterday, I installed Linux on my laptop. So I'm going to investigate whether I can get Capture Age running reliably. If I can, I may be swapping over to Linux on my desktop. Because Windows is just meh. I went with Cache OS because it's been trending. And I'm hoping it'll play nicely with Proton. I've used Arch in the past. It's an Arch derivative, so I figured it'd be usable for me. But yeah, that's gonna be my experiment in my outside streaming time. Does AoE2 play on Linux? I know a lot of people who play AoE2 on Linux, so I'm pretty confident that DE itself is playable. What I'm not as confident in is Capture Age, because honestly, I have a hard time running that on Windows anyway. Happy with Endeavor. Yeah, that's another one of those arch derivatives, right? Managed to get Capture Age to run. Yeah, it's not just getting it to run, it's getting it always to run so I can just open it without needing to mess around with it. If there's like an update in the middle of the day in the midstream, I can't like take an hour to mess around with settings to fix it, right? So that's the only thing I'm concerned about. Well, if only we had an RTS game that ran natively on Linux and didn't need a third-party tool to spectate it. Hello, Fraction and Rage. Love the YouTube comments. Also, I hope you guys have been enjoying having the VODs up on YouTube, too. That way, if you miss it, there's a nice way to watch it in 4K. And I try to get timestamps on all of the comments. I know some people like, especially depending on the time zone, waking up in the morning and watching. I'll make somewhere between $1 and $5 usually per video on the ad revenue from the VOD, so. Morning, hello ducks. Why have they messed up the Mac OS version so it doesn't have crossplay? Is that a technical issue? Is it going to get resolved? So I don't know why people are unable to do what they have done in the past. I have never used a Mac in my life. Actually, I have, and it's been a horrifying experience because it has been helping my intro CS students and not knowing how to use their computer. There is an official version, but I don't know why they broke the unofficial version. Where people for years have been able to play, yeah, I guess you do like you do on Linux. There's probably some Mac analogous thing like Proton or whatever, or Wine that they're able to use. And that worked fine for years. But yes, so the ARM architecture, that's a fair reason why. Because the MacBooks, I guess, a few years ago, swapped the architecture used for their CPUs from the x86 to ARM. And there are differences that seem to be incompatible for the simultaneous simulation-based RTS game, where it's not like a shooter where the server basically sends everything to you. You're sending commands back and forth and then executing the commands on your own PC. It seems weird to have a version that isn't crossplay compatible, kind of a big issue. Yeah. I agree. Honestly, it feels very weird not to have the scenario editor on the console version. Like, you're missing a third of the game. Some very weird things, but I get the impression they really don't care. Alright, looks like we have a spectator delay and then we're gonna get in. So let me just do, if I can't do another ad. Hopefully we don't have an ad during the game. I need to experiment with changing my Twitch ad settings to see if I can do like 2-minute ads between games and then have a longer period without ads during the games, or even bump that up to 3 minutes. I really don't like that, but it might be better for Rage Forest. Predictions for this game. Viper's team, except for Viper, looked solid last week. So let's just jump right into it. Let's see. Mihai, I'll just put Team Mihai there. And Keller, this will be Team the Viper, Team Viper. So it fits. There we are. Alright, so down here in the south, we will have Viper versus Sorakuma. Chupi versus Katans. In the north, On the other side for the Vil fight, it'll be Steak versus Mihai. Captains on opposite flanks. Inca versus Italians. Champy Scouts on opposite flanks too. Champy Scout is so weak and puny. Viper washed? He might be. So, Mihai immediately getting some lame forward deers for Steak. That deer wanting to get involved in the fight. Weakville in the middle goes down for Steak. His capture age speeds up. And now the flow of combat will move back to the west towards Mihai's base. It ebbs and flows like the tide, in and out. You run forward and backwards with your villagers. And Frost here as the pocket trying to help. Frost and Keller are the pockets. In the south, we have a Vil fight also from Viper and from Sorokuma. They, I think, have both lost their scouts. Well, actually, no, Sorokuma's scout still is alive. He's just going to be picking up his sheep, chilling in his base. Relying on his pocket to do the dirty work, and Viper's gonna fall back. Has to be careful, his boar could be lamed. Don't think he wants that to happen. He's gonna shoot it with his Vil, so Sorokuma could stop it with a house. But won't go for it. Viper, that's a weak Vil, Viper. That's a weak Vil. He's Loom, he's okay. He's okay. Ooh, avoids killing the sheep. Checked his swing. Didn't go. Oh, the boar goes for the weak Vil. 2 HP. He's fine. He's fine. 4v1, Viper sending a Vil out. And we're getting some Xing from Dan. And we'll get X and X over there. From Dan MT. I don't know what the MT stands for. Maybe like Dan Mountain. Oh, and Ducks, thank you very much for the sub.
An abandoned house? No, a Saracen ambush.
What do zombies eat? Grains. Or vegan zombies? Grains. I like that. That would be very, very appropriate for a farming bonus if AoE 2 gets a zombie civ. Because you never know what DLC they'll come out with next. So Grey Wolf here could eat one of Steak's Vils. Frost will hoover on by. Let's check the Eco Katie. Viper lost 1 Vil, and Steak lost 1 Vil. That's the only set of kills so far. That wolf will go down. Now we'll have double bit axe for Sir Smoke a lot. So let's look at the Civ matchups. It's Inca, Burgundians, Slavs, and Khitans from Mihai's team against Goths, Ethiopians, Italians, and Tupi. Where the Goths, his Viper's Pocket, are going to be playing the role of the Paladin Civ with Goth spam. And looks like Steak is through. Low HP scout from Frost, but Steak is going to see if he can pick off Vils, but then just get back. He'll try to get a slightly more forward wall, as his initial wall was not good at all, did not have a good fight. And same thing for Viper. Not only did he lose a Vil, but he had a very, very poor wall off right in front of his main gold too. And now he's sending all of his Vils to the other passageway. He'll kill the Pocket Scout and try to go for Sorokuma's scout, but Sorokuma moves away. Viper will be attacked by a wolf when he tries to sneak. He'll do a house wall to de-aggro it. Just stand there and fight it. But get Sorokuma's scout. Sorokuma's Vils don't want Viper to get a sneak. And that wolf looks like it'll finally go down, but being very annoying to Viper. So 4 Vils there, a few weak for Sorokuma. And Viper will throw up this wall. And see if we can keep this part of the map safe. As looks like we have, some mayhem going on with quick walling. What the heck? Oh my gosh! Did Frost right-click a wolf with his scout? I think Frost just lost his scout to a wolf. Frost. No, Frost, not like this. Not like this. He wanted to lure these boars and block with the scout. He's got 4 boars back here. 2 pairs must have spawned together. Now, that'll be a bit more difficult with him if he has to quick wall instead of using the scout. Or wait. What is there? Frost is 0 and 0. Oh, that's Eco Katie. Actual Katie. There you go. 0 and 1. Yeah, press F to pay respects. So, quick gate from Sorkuma, but I think Viper walled once the gate was deleted, so he was prepared for that. He was prepared for the gate. RF6, hype, hello, hello. So Viper now. He did get one wall forward, so it feels like on both flanks there's a double passage where each player had one wall forward and one wall in the back. Actually, wait a minute, Mihai's open here. Mihai never walled this. Is he gonna send a Vil? Does he realize that? He's doing a barracks with some Champy scouts, and I know Mihai really prefers to play feudal with towers and men-at-arms than he does Dark Age Vil fights. So we'll see what he goes with. I've noticed the grip tape on my mouse. I need to clean this. It's getting, like, peeling and sticky now, and I need to get new tape. Viper went flank 2P instead of pocket, and now Mihai unable to wall against Stake, as Stake is breaking through with his Vils. Most players up to feudal, other than Viper Sorkuma, who've been Dark Age for a while, Vil fighting. And now Stake is going to break forward through the walls and get a very forward set of walls. So as Mihai goes for the tower rush, he will not be as forward. He would have loved to have gotten the initial tower here, but now it'll be double palisades from Stake. His Vils need to split up a bit better. That's one thing Shift Qs kind of mess with, the Vil wall construction. As all the walls do go up, and he can pull back. Once he gets feudal, the walls will have a bit more HP. And the tower covers most of what's here, but he can even delete his palisades and do some stone walls. Or he can just do the stone walls. Honestly, that's a bit better to get him forward as long as he doesn't lose the Vils. If he's careful, he shouldn't. A couple of low HP ones here that Mihai will target with the tower. All in all, those walls go up, and he'll do his own defensive tower to stop Vils from breaking through the walls. So, good job from Stake to recover from those early walling mishaps. And what's going to happen here is Sorkuma, he's just walling off, ensuring that if Stake does break through, there won't be any mayhem down there. Stake will come forward. He's not going to try to push the walls now that he sees the Champy runners, so he'll just stonewall it off. So he should be fine, and a preemptive double palisade here from Sorkuma. Down here, Viper Sorkuma, still Dark Age, playing peacefully so far. Viper adding in 7 farms. 7 farms in the Dark Age is quite a lot. Sorkuma's managed to get by without a single farm. So I feel like Sorkuma's eco probably much better than Viper's. We'll go back to the eco page. Yeah, significantly more food for Sorkuma. If Viper wants to fast castle, use the gold at least. Should be fine, still taking gear to FC. Market, and he'll need a blacksmith somewhere, so he should be fine. He's up a bit faster than Sorkuma anyway. Did he miss extra boars on the right? He did miss extra boars on the right. Yes, he did. There's a wolf guarding him. And there's his blacksmith right in the middle of the road. In the middle of the road? What is he doing? Why are the roads so thick, anyway? I guess because all the players are on one line, and we don't have separate roads, and it probably did roads adjacent to each other. I'm fine with an occasional thick road. Add some variety to the map, I guess. That's just the Dykstra shortest path being silly. Hello, Humble Jelly!
And what had the Mongols sent me? No doubt a bribe begging me not to destroy them.
Thank you very much. So lots of low HP Vils here for Mihai. I hope you're enjoying the Rage Forest. Humbly enjoying it. And it'll be Dan MT going for the monastery. Defensive workshop from Keller as the Goths, which does feel somewhat necessary. But as the Slavs, Dan will be able to do redemption monks. And immediately deleting the walls. Viper's not up to the castle age yet. And this wall will go down very quickly. He's going to go for a double set of stone walls. But that'll be rough as the monk goes to convert a... That was an insta conversion. That was the most insta conversion I've ever seen. What the heck was that? Well, Viper, let a Vil get converted. And he'll try to wall up behind this. Another Mangonel, or first Mangonel will pop out for Keller. That villager was not devoted, not faithful. And the gate, not enough HP, but the Mangonel will at least retreat to the town center. And with that, the champions won't be able to pick it off immediately. Keller needs some good mangonel micro here, and maybe that workshop needed to be closer to the town center. As right now, it feels like Viper's in a lot of trouble, and Mihai's team taking advantage of those forward walls they were able to get. Viper didn't fight in feudal like Stake did, and now, like, what even is this? We got multiple layers of walls from both sides. The pockets everywhere seem to be booming, aside from Dan, who's 1 TC all in. So if they hold, then the Goths can spam. But in the long run, you're maybe worried about Goths versus Slavs, where Jazina Champion should absolutely slaughter the Goths. And Viper, he's booming, but he's on stone now. So if he wants the Blackwood Archers, he's going to need to do the castle when he's already lost his main gold. Sorokuma forward, being very aggressive. And as the Khitans, he still hasn't placed a pasture. And as I say that, he places his first one and deletes it and replaces it over a tile. Just wants to change the terrain. Hello, LC River. Killing Viper on RF is the most efficient strategy. Yeah, killing Memb is the least efficient strategy we saw yesterday. He was defeated and his team won. Well, maybe Viper can replicate that. Up, and here's a petard. 1 petard. Boom. Goodbye, TC. That TC collapse animation felt far more like fluid, like high FPS, than other TC destructions. It was a little too fast. Anyway, Stake and Mihai both up on the other side. Both starting to collect stone for castles. It'd be Kamyuks versus Genoese crossbowmen. And the Aodaos here. The Khitan unique unit for Sorokuma. I'll be hitting some vills. As Viper is mining the stone, still thinking maybe of a castle on only 1 TC. And he is certainly struggling. Higher score than Stake, but I think Stake's probably in a better position. Mihai does have a couple extra vills on Stake, but Stake will get 3 TCs up. With the cheaper imp, battalions can sometimes afford a 3 TC boom even on flank, and still not get trapped in the castle age. Viper doesn't run away, he dies with pride. He's doing slingers. He can't run anymore, he's walled. He'll need to destroy those stone walls. Some palisades from Keller as Viper tries to clean the champions with his slingers. Vil goes down. Mangonel gets one of the champions. There's a Vil there from Keller. At least Keller's through with a Vil, so it's not as bad to be walled off. But yeah, had that wall gone up with a bit more HP, he definitely could have been defeated. And in all likelihood would have been defeated. See the spots where he had invested into the farms. Yeah, it hurts to lose the TC when he invested into the farms too, since he can't keep using them. So an X here from Dan that's saying, hey, your castle can do something. It can attack Viper's walls, make a hole, make it easier for us to get in and out. What is? Oh, the slingers. Okay. I was like, what was that sound? It was the slingers. That was a monk. That was a monk dying. Oh yeah. Also, what? They never killed Dan's Vil. They didn't kill Dan's Vil. Dan did get the walls up. Wait, Viper still could be defeated. Why is Viper watching him box himself in a corner? He must have watched Memb yesterday, and his team, and Mem's team won when Mem did this and died. So I think Viper trying to replicate the same thing. This castle will go up at least, and he still has Blackwood Archers, which are tremendously scary. But now he's down to 37 vills, 51 for Sorokuma. And what is Viper gonna do here? I guess he just goes Slinger Blackwood. And he's gotta hope that Kellar, as the Goths, will have a better boom than Dan. And usually Slavs versus Goths, as I said earlier, the Slavs should own that. But if the Goth player has been booming while the Slav player is being aggressive, we do have an 10 to 11 vil lead with Handcart also for Kellar. 4 TCs too versus 3, so he'll keep increasing that vil lead. And maybe he's in a spot. Click Imp soon and help. Frost will be Imp. Ethiopian Pocket, so that's your Halb Siege Pocket. Slinger Siege bonus does feel confusing. I agree wholeheartedly. So right now, Mihai just trying to clean some mistakes walls. Doesn't want to push with mangonels into the guard tower. Or with the ram into the mangonel. And castle going up now for Dan. I mean, going up for Kellar next to Dan's walls. Dan maybe could do a farther set of walls on the outside. But the castle should get through the wall no problem, along with the ram especially. But ram push on Viper's castle, some Liao Dao's inside the rams. Viper has to spend a lot of stone repairing this, a lot of idle time too, sending 8 vils. But the rams will eventually go down. Some vils inside didn't repair, so Sorokuma will lose a bit in this push. Not microing the army outside the rams anymore. They're all super low HP. Triple kill from Viper's castle. And they go down. Get a conversion somewhere. Oh, we're getting a conversion on the university. Archers will pick off the monk, though. Little monks go down for Dan. So a couple of monks coming forward. They want to convert the halbs. Have plate mail armor for Frost. And Frost is thinking, let's just cut. Don't need to bother fighting that castle. We'll cut around it. Mihai will wall behind it. And remember, Sorokuma already does at least have a bit of a wall there. He's deleting it to let smoke let through. Also, our Burgundian player hasn't really been involved in the game too much, just booming. And now it looks like he's going to go for paladins. Also a couple of ranges maybe for gunpowder. It would need, though, chemistry to start doing the hand cannoneers. Burgundian hand cannoneers, very strong extra damage. And now there's illumination and block printing in for the Inca, who do also have redemption. So that should be useful against the onagers, monks that can convert them. Meanwhile, the paladins, oh, poor Viper. Poor Viper. He did manage to run. He did escape. He will not be defeated. Still has a few slingers pressuring a stone. And managed to get... Oh, he's taking the boars. He was just saving the boars for later. That's why he didn't lure them. But right now, there's another petard push. Sudden disaster time with petards from Sorokuma. Viper's castle is down. And now the Cavaliers are trying to find an entrance into Viper's base. Sorokuma going for the petards. Takes down the castle after the ram push was unsuccessful. Viper will now house wall the entire map. He'll have a forward castle from Kellar. He's still trying to take out these walls. And remember, he can't stone wall. He's the Goths. So he could palisade that, but it might be hard to keep the Cavaliers from getting in. Another forward castle from Sorokuma. Bill's going down. We'll have the Liao Daos fighting the Halbs. And Sorokuma will not attempt to finish the castle. He'll leave it at 77%. And let the Liao Daos come forward and then finish it. Okay, he will finish it. Honestly, Liao Daos against the Goths should be insanely good. I was thinking Slavs, but Khitans also. They don't have the numbers there. There's another castle up. And we'll have Dan just about up to Imp. And actually, he's managed to pretty closely match the boom of Kellar in build numbers, at least. More cuts up the middle. Some walling for Dan. And this will be fully walled as you're cutting through. And there are conversions somewhere. I'm hearing monk noises. I'm hearing monk noises, but here comes Kellar. Kellar, remember, Viper's team has a bunch of deathmatch players. And we're gonna have some now Trebors in the north. Mihai against Frost. I'm hearing monks everywhere. And Frost is sending Vils to fight the Trebs. I don't think that'll... Maybe it will work. Wait, maybe this will work. Halb's killing... Okay, no it won't. Conversions on the Onager. This castle, not enough repairs. That will go down. And down it goes. Conscription didn't come in for Frost. Needs to make sure he gets that. We'll have Imp on the way for Sorakuma. Viper's still struggling, but in the north, feels like Stake and Frost have a good push going. And meanwhile, the Paladins down here, not running into all the halbs of the Goths. And I feel like that they need to swap sides somehow. There are so many halbs, honestly, from Ethiopians and Goths together. Remember, Goths will make the barracks as a team bonus work faster. So, faster producing halbs for Frost. And he's taking good advantage of it. We'll have gunpowder from Smoke-A-Lot. So Smoke-A-Lot's trying to go hand cannoneers in the north, Paladins in the south. But so far, the Paladins have been stymied by Viper's quick walling. Would a castle garrison with Blackwoods get the full arrow bonus? What do you mean, the full arrow bonus? It wouldn't get poison damage. It would still fire castle arrows. There's a formula. I have an old YouTube video about how projectiles are calculated. Or how much they add. So, halbs here are, I think, just gonna overwhelm everything. A couple of slingers to deal with the Liao Daos. And these Burgundian Paladins should go down. And yeah, a lot of halbs died, but you're the Goths. You don't really care if you lose halbs, you'll just make more. It's super cheap. And now we have a bit of everything. We have Condottieri, halbs, two-handed swordsmen. We just need some Huskarls. They do 3D hitboxes, but they're not complex 3D shapes. I believe your units are just cylinders or rectangular prisms. So, game pause. Is there a reason for the pause?
Yes.
Oh, nope, sorry, go. Alright. We're going, if I can have back. There we go. Castle for the Viper. And, oh, we're paused again. Alright, just enjoying a pause, I guess. Just enjoying a pause. Yeah, no army for Team Mihai. 47 to 131. Let's see. Twitch is counting down the time until it's going to play an ad for us. The pause is now eating into the time. Should maybe just... I'm just going to do an ad right now while we're paused, so we don't get an ad forced on us. Then hopefully after the pause we'll be good. I don't know why we're so paused. Keller said... Okay, Viper says that Keller's game is freezing, so they're going to take a moment and see if that will resolve. Is a team defeated if the team name giver is defeated? No, it's not.
Yes.
Start the game already!
The captains are taking the brunt on the flank. So the Goths amassing their forces. As the hand cannoneers now for stake, as the Italians push forward, as the Italians, he can do, the tech isn't listed there, Pyrotechnia, hand cannoneer pass through damage for Scorpion hand cannoneers. As the cannon go take out the ranges. Score difference is big, and increasing, I think. As Mihai will have a couple of hidden TCs that will be discovered by Frost. He's going for the clandestine economy approach, but that won't last long. He will flee, and he will get another TC up. But now the hope is that the south is a push, but it might not actually be a push. So, game's continuing. We'll have a camel treb. I think those are useless. Goes down right away. The trebs from Keller besieging the castle. That'll go down. And some villagers will run as the champions and halbs chase them. There's a condo chasing them too. And Cannoneer is taking down the hussars from Smoke a lot. As the trebs here from Frost. Taking out the range and going for the settlement. Range going down, so everything here is cleaned up pretty much. Mihai has a few vills that'll be hunted down mercilessly by these hand cannoneers from stake. As we're having Shotel warriors now to deal with the Slavs. I think the Shotel warriors win this. Not entirely sure against Rosina champions, but I think the Shotel should win that. Especially with hand cannoneer support. I mean, everything here will die quickly. But Shotel should be pretty good here. And it feels like Viper now has secured his base. He's up to Imp. So he can do a lot of Blackwood archers. Lots and lots of Blackwood archers. And Mihai's team will call GG as Viper survives a situation where he might have been defeated. But the other side was winning anyway, and his Goth pocket was able to boom. So Viper's team gets a win. And they'll go up 1-0 over Mihai. 207 kills for Smoke-A-Lot with those hand cannoneers. And he was trying to micro on both sides. Maybe there were other things the team could have done to ensure the Paladins did damage to Viper, because Viper kept quick-walling. And Viper's quick walls everywhere stop the Paladins from getting in. And if Viper takes more damage and is defeated fully instead of having a few archers here, maybe the game goes differently. So there we have Team Viper taking a win on that draft. Let's see if I can remember the civs. Was Ethiopians, Tupi, Goths, and Italians against Burgundians. Khitans, Slavs, and what was Mihai? Was Mihai the Malians that game? Oh, he was the Inca. He was the Inca that game, right? Okay. I also... Viper's got to play the Vikings to promote the new DLC. ACCM, hello ACCM. We gotta get ACCM in here to co-cast someday. So, next lobby is up. Oh, they closed the lobby. They'll remake it. And Monos, hello Monos. So, Viper's team still has Britons as their first pick. Usually a flank civ. Mihai's team has Koreans and Celts together. That's pretty crazy with your top 2 picks to get both of them. Japanese for Viper. Really strong civ, honestly, but you're also hoping that you get pawns if you get the Japanese. That was just a pondless map. Persians, Lithuanians, Muisca. I have seen Muisca pockets quite a bit. If you want to play Temple Guard Siege Onager, they seem pretty decent. I think you put yourself at a pretty big disadvantage in the wall-off war, though. Needing to take so much time for the champion to get to the flank to help. Random Vikings. The random is just the final pick in the draft, when the Vikings were the only option available. So they're just randomed for the fun of it. The player is constantly creating and leaving the lobby. But we should have several sets today. We'll take a bit of a break after this one, and then at 17 GMT, we have 2 sets at the same time, looks like. We'll figure out which one to cast. We have Ganji versus ACCM and Valis versus Andy. We'll do one of those live and one of them as Rex. And then at 3 PM, we'll have Sato versus Barles. So 3 more Rage Forest sets. Oh, actually, never mind. These sets are tomorrow. Wait, why does this say tomorrow? Oh, is this the only one today? Do I have my days mixed up? Are those Sunday? Oh, never mind. Those are Sunday. This is the only Rage Forest we have today. All right. I could have sworn there were more, but I'm also tired. Alright, back into the lobby now. AOM theme is very chill. I love it. Big day. No, I was just up late last night, messing around with some PC stuff. Tomorrow's going to be a really big day, because we have lots of the League, lots of Rage Forest. PC stuff always nice to mess with, yep. I'm going to be experimenting if I can get Capture Age running on Linux. Yeah, Dux was helping me. Am I full-time AoE? No, I still do other programming. I've been doing more AoE stuff recently. A random die is wrong? Why is it wrong? Dux, yeah, Dux watched my unlisted YouTube stream when I was testing out 4K settings. We saw one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen. I spectated a random low elo 4v4 arena game, and someone lost their knight that was trying to run inside of someone's base while the knight was chased by a jaguar, and the jaguar stopped directly in the middle of the gate and held the gate open. Opposite sides are meant to add up to 7, 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, I mean, that doesn't really matter, though, right? I mean, it's a fair die, no matter what. You can have an unconventional die. So Viper's team was rated number 16. Overall, will I do another co-cast with Dux? We can bring Dux on. Now I think we know how to resolve Dux's capture age issues better too. So I wonder if Team Mihai, I guess you probably want to split. You do Celts pocket one game and Koreans pocket another. And then for your Cav pockets, you have Magyars and maybe Khmer. Dravidians, I usually see them as a pocket, though, for Elephant Archers, so they could be a pocket, too. Malians, Vietnamese, Bengalis can all be flanks. I guess Khmer could be a flank. I mean, Koreans could even be a flank if you want to push for war wagons, but I think you really want them as the pocket. You do want a Siege Onager Civ that's not the Malians. I guess Dravidians have Siege Onagers, too. Both games. Viper's team, clearly they're going to have a Lithuanian pocket at some point. The Moiskar are Viper's only Siege Onager Civ remaining, right? He doesn't have other Siege Onager Civs. Duck's Flight Simulator. Ducks used to stream City Skylines. Alright, well, here we go. They figured out how to use their civs. Genuinely curious what Viper's going to do for pockets when he doesn't have proper siege onager civs, only the Muisca. And here we have Mihai. This time he'll be a Celt's pocket. And we'll have Sorakuma as the Dravidians on the flank. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pond map. And we will indeed have that Muisca pocket from Frost. So if Stake comes over and takes one of Frost's ponds, that'll be 1 pond easily for everyone on this team. And here we can have probably Mihai takes this pond and Smoke-A-Lot takes one of these ponds. So forward, wall, war. Also Motastic coming on for Viper's team to play as the flank. And he'll be getting a wall Vil fight with Sorakuma. Viper will be the other flank. Now, most of the players on Viper's team should be pretty strong pockets. The challenge will be figuring out how they get things working for the flanks. A big Vil fight down here. As Viper will lose the scout, and here I think Frost getting the champy over just now. The scout from the pocket gets there so much faster than does the champy. And up the middle, Frost will be doing walls. Not going to be too aggressive with them. We'll see the same thing from Smoke-A-Lot. Could maybe try to come forward by that relic and wall, but not being too aggressive. There will need to be a third wall from Viper too. So Viper as the very first #1 overall pick, the Britons on the flank. Will be a good civ for the Vil fight because they gather from the sheep more quickly, so less idle time. Still, he's on 0 idle time now, just doing Loom. Delayed his Loom for a while, too. Why didn't Viper have Loom? I guess he was just greedy, wanted to get Vils out. And now he and Stake will take a good fight, pick off one of Dan's Vils here. Also, Dan Empty moving from the pocket to the flank now. As Mihai goes to captain from the pocket. And Smoke-A-Lot's scout goes down. And with both scouts at pretty good HP numbers, this feels like a great start. As I say that, Stake takes a bad fight. A great start to the wall-off war. And forcing Dan to send more Vils to get a bit more idle time from him. Yep, and we will indeed have Mihai coming over to dock this pond from Cyan. And they will try to go maybe for all 4 ponds. Always fun to see 8. We did see a game earlier where we had 8 ponds and 8 docks. So Viper did 1 palisade, didn't really accomplish much with it. And he'll try to wall behind this now. Double palisade walls from Dan, as both players did already wall up on the left side. Viper could delete that and hop over with a tower at some point. Don't think he'll do that, though. That's a bit too much of a masterpiece, even for him. I hope he does, though. As a crocodile here will not kill a scout this time. But Mihai will be able to wall this up. He's going to go forward and just check, but he thinks he'll be able to do it safely. He'll go forward again, and he'll run into Purple's walls. So he'll see that that's walled. As Viper keeps committing... Or if Motastic keeps committing to the Vil fight, I'm going to be confused because Viper swapped colors. He's red now instead of orange. But Motastic keeps committing to the Vil fight on the right. Viper will have to Vil fight both sides by himself. And that is not a fight that Motastic can win. Sorakuma has 8 Vils committed to being forward. I know Viper's not yellow. Oh, Viper's going to be flanked every game on the team he has. Sorakuma will go for some walls. As more walls go up for Motastic. Both red Britons and green Celts. Celts are blue, though, from William Wallace. So we'll have... I feel like I'm looking at a team with 3 Vipers. Because he was orange last game. And we'll have Botastic here in the orange. He's always yellow, and we have a yellow player. And then Vipers on the flank. These 2 Tapirs come in. It's on the flank in red. And he's got a fish boom, so we might as well have 4 Vipers. Canvassing on the blue Franks. You gotta go purple Franks for Burgundians. So the first player up to feudal will be Smoke-A-Lot. As the Khmer, looks like it's just a fast castle though. Hasn't committed to a dock. And if you do have someone who's not gonna dock, might as well be the Khmer player with the farming bonus. Still does feel kind of awkward though, not docking. And oh, Sorakuma, he has a Vil. He managed to get a Vil forward, and he will get a sneak dock here on Stakes Pond. Oh, where did that Vil come from? Motastic let a Vil forward, let a Vil get through. And are they reacting? Yes, they now are reacting. Frost sending a Vil over. Sorakuma will finish the dock. And Frost will try to wall in that Vil. Sorakuma going to do a couple more tiles of Palisade, just so that he's not walled in as easily. And this is a heavy commitment. 7 villagers and the champion from Frost. He does not want to let that Vil survive. Now, Stake will be up first. So if he does 1 galley, he can kill the Vil. Kind of risky to open in the galley in a small pond like this. But he might not need that. He just needs to block and ensure that the Vil cannot wall himself safely. Sorakuma might get away. That champy's chasing. And yeah, it should be taken down. Oh, gets the champy though. Gets the champy. The Vil's still running away. Sorakuma. He gets a good wall. Could maybe save the Vil. And he's gonna save it. He's gonna save the Vil. He will save the villager. Sorakuma, what a beast with the quick wall. Kills the champy and saves the villager. Now he can still cause a bit of mayhem now. Imagine doing a tower here. Meanwhile, there is here that Villa's Loom. Just gonna wall the crocodile in. Sorakuma will do his own pond 2 at home. As this Vil will be completely walled in now by Frost. Putting the Vil in jail. But it's still there. Making sure the Vil can't build anything. By walling it in. They switch allegiance when you pop a castle in their base. In the Util the Hun campaign, they do. So nice damage from Sorakuma to get the dock. They'll at least force Stake to do fires. And that's honestly, that's so much idle time for 7 Vils from Frost pulled to deal with that 1 villager. That's crazy for him. I don't think we have a res collected in the team game stats somewhere. I don't know, capture rate is weird. Spent destroyed. I'm not sure what that tells us. Anyway, I guess that's resources you've spent versus resources of the enemy you've destroyed through units and buildings killed or destroyed. Wait, it doesn't have collected. Yeah, I don't know why the team game and 1v1 stats are different. So nice quick walls from Motastic. As we'll have a simple TC from Smoke-A-Lot on stone, so we might see ballista elephants. And we have the fish boom over here. So 3 TC boom from Smoke-A-Lot. This one between the 2 golds. Second TC from Mihai. 3rd TC, so 3 TCs for him. His team getting up pretty quickly. Viper's pockets up a bit later. Both of them fishing, but also that dock did delay them quite a bit. Forced 3 fire galleys out. And now fishing lines maybe a bit later than Stake would have wanted. So tower fight from Sorokuma against Motastic. If you're a flank and you're disrupting a pocket, you're happy. Sorokuma could build... He destroyed one palisade and he built an outpost. And he could still do a tower here. That's about it. Actually, you know what Sorokuma could do? Okay, yeah, there's a corner bit there. That is, yeah. I was gonna say, if he deleted the outpost and deleted all the palisades, he could build a 3x3 building like a barracks or a range, but... not gonna be the case. And Frost 9, wanting to access that gold, will build a town center in a spot where he'll be able to garrison and shoot down the final 2 HP of that villager. Alright, nice TC spot. As Motastic will go for some stone walls. Stone walls against the ram push. Now, Mihai is not committing too heavily to this push, just one ram. As the Scorpion comes forward, that'll try to force the Vills away. An expensive way to kill a Vill. Or a completely free way to kill a Vill if he needs a TC anyway. But he'll need to garrison it and shoot the Vill. He hasn't done that yet. And the ram push now getting in. That'll give access to the pond. And on the other side, I don't think there's anything going on. I think we just have some stone walls and booming from everyone. 3 TCs for Viper with a fish boom. 3 TC for Dan. I think Viper is happy to fish boom. Oh, that's true. You leave the Vill alive so it takes up pop space. Those are Galaxy Brain strats. It's like deleting your scout on Michi so you have more pop space to boom. How's Dan? The man Dan is booming. He's on a 4 TC Khmer boom. Just doesn't have any fishing ships. So it looks like our Persian pocket stake, despite the disruption of the fishing, is still enjoying the highest villager count in the game, thanks to those faster working docks and TCs. And finally, the TC is garrisoned and the Vill is killed. So goodbye, the sneak from Sorokuma. He's done his bit for king and country, though. Disrupting that fish boom. A defensive mangonel from Frost. And triple kill on the Scorpions. Ooh, Mangonel just survives. Okay, Frost's micro is beastly so far. Gets both repair Vills. What is this Mangonel micro from Frost? Gets the ram. Still survives against the Mangonels. Remember, these are Kelp Mangonels that shoot faster. Kelp Mangonels that shoot faster, and Mihai loses all of the siege to 1 Mangonel. 2 Kelp Mangonels, 3 Scorpions, the Vill, the ram, and both of the flanks repair Vills. Frost beasting over here, defending with the Mangonel. Alright, we got more stone walls going up for Frost. Yeah, hero Mangonel indeed. Outposts here go down. And we'll have... What is this? What is this? Walling. Alright, so Dan, he's saying, we're not gonna have anyone doing an onager cut on this side of the map. It's time to wall everything. Literally everything. Oh, this is how you play Rage Forest. Vietnamese walls going up. Do the Vietnamese, do they have fortified wall? They do. When it comes to group stages, do you need to win the whole set to win points, or are there points to secure each game? each game, there are play-alls, not best-ofs. I'll need to double-check what tiebreaker system is used. Points come second. Yes, okay. So we have Castle Age for Sorkuma, Imperial Age for Steak. And Steak has a great fish boom. Look at that, 41 fish traps. As Viper will go forward for the castle. Dan will be well prepared with walls, though. He will leave no tile unwalled. This is where you need your own onagers to cut to the edge so you can finish the wall. Still afraid of that Persian boom. But I think Mihai's team is reacting so far about as best as they can. We'll have some stone walls. Honestly, kind of a late set of stone walls here from Mihai. As Smoke-A-Lot will come forward with his own vills. Well, this passage, probably their farthest point forward. Defensive castle from Sorokuma. Can that be denied by Frost Mangonel Micro? Frost. Remember, Frost, I think a deathmatch player? He's used to playing on fast speed, microing on slow speed, or normal speed. Must be easier for him. He'll trade Mangonels, but trading with him is fine since he'll be able to hit the castle still. So deleted wall to let the scout through. That scout's very low in HP, but you're going to dance a bit and actually keep the Mangonel back, so the castle does go up. Frost is the Hera of DM. Hello, Kellar. Oh, hello. And castle goes down. I mean, his Mangonel Micro has been amazing. He's the Hera of DM. The modern day Jidba. So, castle here for the Khmer. Haven't seen a cut yet. No ballista elephant. Big fish boom for Mihai. What does he have there? 37 fish traps and another dock he can surround. In every tournament since 2023. So all we need is an S tier DM tournament. So, fortified wall, and many layers of fortified wall for Dan. As he'll try to secure the extra resources in the corner, too. And Onager Frost. So the Muisca going to be the Siege Onager Civ, as I said, for Viper's team. And he's going to start going for the Longbowman, Conscription, and Longbows on the way. Britain's again the #1 pick for this team. For Mihai, Celts were up there, second pick along with the Koreans, being #1. And I'm just keeping my eye on Twitch. Twitch wants to play an ad in 3 minutes. I think I'm just going to have Twitch do the ad now so I get it out of the way before something important happens as we're just kind of booming. Or maybe that's not the right plan because we have petards. Alright, I'll just snooze it. I got like 15 minutes I can delay it. So petards come through, and that's going to be a Cavalier raid through all of the walls, through all of the walling that Dan is committed to. The petards come through. We have, that's why it was fast. The forest was so thin. That Onager cut was just one bit of Onager. Viper cut, or Viper and Steak cut first into the pocket with the gold, and then so suddenly went through with the petards. And now they're hitting the pond. That Dan had 2 ponds though. But now we're gonna have Ballista Elephants from Smoke-A-Lot. Can the Cavaliers do damage before the Ballista Elephants get amassed too much? Britons, I don't think they'll like fighting Ballista Elephants. They have a lot of HP. A lot of HP. And Dan will react with walling. And Dan is, honestly, after that surprise, done an excellent job to contain this. As Savaras come in. And the Ballista Elephants will work. Halbs now come over from Mihai. Speedy Celt Halbs running over as the elite Longbowmen are in for the Viper. Can this push continue? Can it actually accomplish anything with all of these Ballista Elephants? Look at this army from Smoke-A-Lot. The longbows will merely tickle them. 270 HP, and they're still not elite. Savara's being taken down. We'll have Fire Lancers too from the Vietnamese. And your Persian player has to go Onagers. You don't have Siege Engineers. As the Celts start to get Onagered down. Meanwhile, on the right, though, we have the Temple Guards. They're pretty good against buildings. Stronghold for Mihai. We'll have Therisidai in the pond. Therisidai's in the pond for Sorokuma. Werewolf Trebs. You could see that from Viper. Werewolf Trebs may be the best option against the Ballista Elephants, as Viper's docking the pond, trying to do some ships. I mean, Yeoman from Viper, right? The longbows will be far away, but I don't think distance itself helps you that much against the elite Ballista Elephants. 300 HP for them. And I think those elephants are content to fight in the shade with all of their armor and hit points and create a passage for the other units. This is where Dan maybe could delete a couple of walls to give more space for the halbs and elephants. And Werewolf is in. Viper gonna try to do Werewolf Trebs against the elephants. We'll see how effective this is. The Treb goes up. And yep, Werewolf is in. Alright, that was a decent Treb shot. What's the Treb doing? Attack is auto-attacking a mining camp. Some fires come out on the pond where Viper had wanted cannon galleons. He's going to try to take down the docks. But the Ballista Elephants are moving forward. Viper going to go for some towers. But the elephants move forward. On the other side, we've taken down a castle. Looks like Frost is pushing. Looks like he's pushing. The Therisidai might be able to hold for a while in the pond, though, as Viper garrisons the longbowmen inside the castle. Castle will have more attacks, so probably good against the high pierce armor unit of the elephant. As Viper's starting to lose his Trebs and lose the pond control. More Onagers from Stake. Smoke-A-Lot's doing a great job of holding this with the elephants. The bombard cannon are attacked by the winged hussars. And the Temple Guards now fight champions. They're not shock infantry, are they? Nope. Oh wait, they are shock infantry. They are shock infantry. Okay, so the champions will wreck the Temple Guards. Champions will wreck them. There's a lot of elephants. It is. It's very much a lot of elephants. So Onager getting some good shots, though. Pikemen now starting to pour forward from Dan. Pikemen to deal with the Savars. But you get enough Ballista Elephants, you can deal with Onagers. They kind of need Siege Onager over here, which would mean Frost would have to micro on both sides. We saw Mihai on both sides with the Halbs earlier helping out. And there is Siege Onager from Mihai. And now with the champions, maybe he's able to hold. Maybe he's able to hold as the Temple Guards seemingly not good against champions. And Cannoneers out from Sorokuma. And now I think Viper's team, after some early imp momentum, has stalled out quite a bit. And Mihai's team is holding a bit better. Winged Hussar is good against the hand cannoneers, but not numerous enough to turn this right now. Motastic trying to add in some arbs. And, oh, nice Onager shot. As the Siege Onager upgrade is on the way still. Paper money now for Dan. And the scores are getting closer. Maybe they're gonna flip soon. Viper doing everything he can to hold with the Trebs and the Keeps. The Halbs keep pouring in from Dan. And now Trebs opposite side of the pond, but can be stopped by Viper's own Warwolf Trebs. There's a good stalemate by this pond now, thanks to the sneaky cut. Also, no one doing anything over here. This is just a palisade from Viper. Okay, he does have a stone wall there. I was gonna say, imagine some Kelp Paladins just rushing through to raid. Longbows taking down elephants. There are Trebs going for the dock. Treb going for another dock. Everything here getting clean. Longbows taking out the elephants too. As the Savars rush in. A cannon here from Van MG in the back. Treb goes down. Powers go down. And the Onagers here will take down some Halbs. Elephants need to be careful about their position for how chonky they are. Siege Onager for Frost. Feels like they're getting pushed over here. Maybe the Siege Onagers help, but Sorkum has gotten to the Bombard Cannon he needs to counter them. Winged Hussars still have to take out the cannon. Now, it will be cannon plus Siege Onager for both sides. Maybe the Winged Hussars are enough? I still don't know if Frost realizes maybe Champions would be better against the Champions than the Temple Guards. But there are no cav out here for the Temple Guards really to be dealing with. Maybe Botastic can push with the Winged Hussars. The Winged Hussars have arrived. This castle could go down to the cannon. And Viper still holding behind his pond, raining longbow arrows upon those Trebs. Along with Warwolf. Maybe Warwolf Treb is what he needs against the elephants. Look at that patrol. The dancing from Stake. Not even a patrol, just right-click spamming back and forth. So, some elite cannon galleons popping out of the docks. But the longbowmen should be able to deal with those. Savaras keep pushing through. We have some Hussar raids here. And honestly, Viper doesn't even need to win. He just needs to hold. And let these Hussars do the raiding from Motastic. Oh, and Lewis, thank you very much for the raid. We have a cut. Oh, we do have a cut from green. We have Mihai trying to cut. So Soroku was dying on the side, and they're going to get right into this trade. Remember, the Persians have caravanserais for the trade. They'll speed up the trade. But now the Celts are through. And as Viper is still just trying to hold with Trebs on the side, we'll be trebbing the dock. As the elephants push through, and the longbowmen trying to kill the Halbs. Viper has a ton of keeps. 9 keeps here. And it feels like he actually has more military than Stake does. Stake on 173 villagers. Stake maybe needs some war elephants over here. Why does he have I think Stake may have overboomed a bit. Maybe the trade raid will even out his economy. Yes, that's true. We're being raided by the Britons. Viper playing the right civ for this. Yeah, maybe he should go War Elephant with that eco. Savaras aren't really doing much. Like, Britain should have gone Onager here? I think Viper agrees with you because he's going Onager here. And maybe they're pushing. Maybe they're pushing. Viper getting back on the pond. His cannon galleon immediately targeted by the 4 cannon galleons, the 5 cannon galleons here of Dan. All those cannon galleons do reduce the area where you're able to position your onagers. But we can get some good shots landing on the ballista elephants there. And finally, Viper is broken away from this pond. While at the same time, Sorokuma is dying, losing the markets. Onagers clearing some houses. Clearing the blacksmith. His trade doesn't know where to go. The cart just turned around in the middle of nowhere. There is a bit of a raid still. Oh, actually, a couple of champions from Mihai could devastate some fishing ships. There's enough by the coastline that I don't think that Steak has noticed this. And okay, so champion raid on his fish. He's losing a bit there. And the cut will be walled out. And actually has been walled out much farther forward. Some temple guards there will attack the gate. So the trade raid didn't work. Now another ram push. Smoke-a-Lot trying to find another angle. But Steak is there on top of this. With the Savaras, he's evened out his population a bit more. 56 trade carts, 38 Savaras. Viper losing fish to 1 champy. I could see that from him. The Thericidai trying to defend the pond. Temple Guard versus Thericidai. As siege onagers rain shots upon them. And that beautiful Celt castle overlooking the pond. Probably taken out soon as the pond and the castle can be pushed. Britons don't really need any food at this point. Lots of civs get to that point where they don't need food. And Viper doesn't have farms. Yeah, so it's just wood and gold. Let's maybe go back to this screen. 28 on food. So you could maybe go less than, or fewer hills than that. Even lower. The longbow is taking out the galleons, taking out the halbs. The castle besieged by the Trebs to go down pretty soon. Yeah, the Fish Raid champions are gone. Fish Raid champions are gone. There's an elite temple guard that found them. We have some Savaras raiding in the back for Steak. And Sorokuma keeps getting pushed. Cross showing how much of a beast he is, maybe. Along with Motastic with the Hussars. Viper 2k8 score. That is a crazy score. So how many Ballista Elephants will we get to? 20 of them. The Werewolf Treb's actually doing decently enough against the Ballista Elephants to help. And the Viper Onagers were a great play against the Elephants. Elephants at a tight choke point there as Onager shots come raining in. Yeah, and the Ballistas don't have the choke point where they were pinning all the Savars earlier. And what stops this now? What stops this now? Did Khmer need some normal elephants, maybe? I guess that just does invite War Elephant, though, from the Persians. As Mihai's team is going to do what they can to hold. But I think the Vipers team is going to take this game. We're getting Elephant Archers now from Sorokuma, and Mihai calls GG. Vipers team goes up 2-0. And seed number 16 has just won a set. And there we go. 714 kills for Viper. Dang. 181 deaths. I was worried the Britons wouldn't be able to kill the Ballista Elephants fast enough. Maybe I was wrong about that. 125k res collected 2 from Steak. That Persian's boom is crazy. Upset by seed 16. There we go. Let's check these. Give him the point on the scoreboard. It is a play all 3, so game 3 will be coming up. And we'll have the civs to check off. So that was a loss for the Dravidians, the Celts, the Vietnamese, and the Khmer. For Viper, that was a win with the Britons, the Persians, the Poles, and the Muisca. So that leaves the final game as Vikings, Lithuanians, Way, Japanese for Viper, and Koreans, Malians, Bengalis, Magyars for Mihai. So for Mihai, I think that's pretty clear. Malian flank, Bengali flank, and then Korean Magyar pockets. Viper... Vikings need to be a flank. Lithuanians will be a pocket. The Japanese and Wei, I guess you could flip them and do either flank or pocket. Japanese obviously want the fish boom, and the Wei can be played as a cav sieve, but you can also go traction trebs. I've seen that a few times on the flank. There, another set, not of Rage Force. This is the only set today, but we have more sets coming up tomorrow. We should have 3 sets tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll jump between casting the League and casting Rage Forest. So thank you again, Lewis, for the raid. Appreciate having people here to watch Rage Forest. Great. Just had the bug where I couldn't leave the game because the button didn't work. Viper is a monster. And thank you, F-Droy, for the follow. So Keller gonna hop out from the chat and rejoin his team. So it'll be Viper, Steak, Motastic, and Keller. The other team I see Mihai, Dan, and Sorokuma. So they'll figure out their final player. No, he was bottom seed. He was actually bottom seed. All the captains seeded the other teams. Viper was seed number 16. It's not a joke. He is indeed the bottom seed. I think the problem people have with Viper's team is that Viper has to play the flank, and everyone else on the team is a pocket player. Yeah, 7 out of 10 moment right there. Real 7 out of 10 moment. So we just sit in the lobby again, waiting for the final player for Mihai. Smoke a Lot has joined. And they're getting ready to go. So, what do we think of the civs? I think Mihai's team has the... I think a lot depends if they have a pond map or not for how good the Japanese will be. The Japanese plus Vikings for the cheaper dock can get the Japanese off to a great fish boom. I'm still not the biggest fan of the Way. The Waynians are nice, but also you're kind of forced into the Paladin role. I think I like Mihai's civs more. Did they do seeding for the League? That was just based on 1v1 and ladder elo. But Rage Force would have happened anyway. Vitality is just doing... And I think the League would have happened anyway, too. I know that had been in the works before. I think Vitality is more of the garrison. Nice to have a land finals there, but it would have just been a tournament without a land finals otherwise. Alright, so final game of the set. Viper's team, seed 16, up with a 2-0 lead, but Mihai's team still could use the extra point from winning the game. This will be a 4-pond map, 2 per team. And that is a crazy shape for a pond in the back of Viper's base, but you'll have a fish boom nevertheless that you'll enjoy. So it'll be Viper as the way on the flank, Steak as the Japanese in the pocket. Well, bad luck for them that the pocket didn't get the pond and the flank did. But on the other side, it'll be Lithuanian pocket Viking flank. So right away, we have a Viper against Dan MT. And it'll be Malians for Dan, Magyar, Smoke-A-Lot as the pocket. And then the other side will be Koreans and Bengalis with Mihai and Sorokuma, the tag teaming to the west. As Viper has a good advantage early on in the Vil fight. We have half a wall up from Motastic. As Sorokuma looking to continue fighting on the right, maybe. Yeah, and the Japanese can always go Halb as the pocket. They can go Yasama Towers. Yasama Towers are crazy good. So we'll have walls now from Motastic. And oh, that wall almost got it, but just not in time building it with the Vil. And Sorokuma will keep that open and keep fighting. Looks like Viper and Dan have both wall that slightly more forward for Viper, but kind of the only reasonable place to wall there. Sorokuma there dancing on the Palisade Foundation for a moment. As the wall goes down and the Vils for Motastic, will he fight or just wall? Gets one tile of wall started. Sorokuma won't let him get the other one. And he'll have to pull a Vil back. There's a scout from Mihai, waiting to hit the Vil. And oh, there's one more hole in the wall. Sorokuma gets there just in time. And he's going to force Motastic back, keep this open, and continue the Vil fight. So it's a Korean pocket versus a Lithuanian pocket on this side. Yeah, Viper and Dan just didn't bother Vil fighting. Oh, but Sorokuma is going to lame. He's going to lame the boar. The boar diagonally hitting the Vil, though. And de-aggroes. Okay, that was crazy. We'll have dead Vils from both players. He's trying to get to the boar again. You can de-aggro it with a house trick, but then the scout could stand nearby to stop that. The Palisade goes down. And will that Vil go down for Sorokuma? How much HP is on the boar? Enough that it can still be lured in. Low HP Vil from Mo running back. And Vil goes down for Motastic. Vil goes down for Sorokuma. Sorokuma will run with everything else. And still has a hole to get through to get back. Mihai trying to keep his scout blocking to keep a gap for the Vils to get out. And Mo just really wants this to be walled. And I like how Sorokuma even destroyed an earlier tile of wall. And will keep doing so just to keep it open. Make sure it's as wide open as he can get it. And again, engaging in the Vil fight where Sorokuma has numbers and still has the scout. Can't really commit the scout, though. We'll have Viper up to feudal. A 20 pop feudal for Viper is the way. Maybe this will be a feudal boom for eco upgrades, but maybe it'll be some type of push. As a Vil down for Motastic. Sorokuma trying to pull back the low Vils, and will pull back the scout in time. Gonna try to destroy those foundations and keep this open even more. There's Foodle for Dan. Motastic's so desperate for this, even sending more vills. We have more vills from Sorokuma. We have both villages engaging in the vill fight. Motastic so close to walling this up. Needs one more tile, but don't think he can get it. Sorokuma, great job standing there to try to keep it closed. And Motastic, with one more tile of the wall, can't finish it. Maybe could keep more vills in the vill fight, though, if it's closer on his side. We might have had an opportunity to wall there. Viper is up. Viper's up. There are triple boar lures happening everywhere. Dan gonna pull it off too. That one not quite under the TC, but the rest of it's pretty darn good. Garrison and ungarrison there. As we'll have a tower from Viper. Dan went for ensuring that this is all walled. Now there is an area with only one palisade though. Dan's gonna get a defensive tower. He'll keep Viper out. Over here, more boar luring action. That Vil is weak. Doesn't get killed though. And we'll have Kellar going for the fish boom. Some walling from Sorokuma with one of the Vils he has that's forward. But at the end of the day, we do have walls up here. A lot of Vils to commit from Motastic to clean up one Vil from Sorokuma. Maybe a repeat of the previous game. Motastic simply can wall him in, Sorokuma grabbing as much space as he can with his own palisade walls. Just the tower rush over here. What can one Vil do against such reckless hate? You can wall. You can just wall. Wall everything. So stone wall's coming up for Dan. This tower from Viper will go down. We'll have Castle Age for Stake, then Castle Age for both pockets on Mihai's team. As Viper repairing his tower. What is the point of walls? You can build a TC? What? The walls keep you safe. And kill the poor Vil? You gotta hold it there until you can TC. Can't TC until the Castle Age. And Sorokuma will try to break out. The downside of walls is you also have to keep your own Vil there to repair the walls. Keeping one Vil prisoner like that could even cause you more idle time than you get by keeping the Vil trapped. So pockets everywhere now up. This will be 3 boars on their way in. Killed nicely by the TC. Taken down. I'll hear attacked by the tower. Viper forced out of the tower again. He is up. Viper being up puts him in a nice position maybe to push this. Smoke-a-Lot will be doing a workshop. Fish for Steak, who's not up yet. So Steak could do a workshop himself, or since Viper is up to the Castle Age, Viper could do his own workshop. Might behoove Viper to stone wall this. A nice outpost from Dan. I'll see all of Viper's woodline. Love little outposts like that. So forward workshop now from Mihai. Wants to push in this area where Sorokuma had been fighting for a while. Kellar will do likely a defensive workshop in response to that. Yep, and there's the workshop. Not even seeing the workshop here from Mihai, just anticipating that it would be there. Just anticipating it. As the walls here go up for Viper. try to get everything walled as the Mangonel pushes Vils back. And Mangonel can come forward now. Smoke-a-Lot will destroy the gate. We all know gates are very weak. And Viper gonna go 1-2 double ranges in response to that, so he's gonna go Shinbei Raiders. Viper will open then Shinbei Raiders as the way. And that'll be against potential Beta Warriors, as we'll have a Malian Castle. Must be not a daring rescue for that villager. Any ranged unit would get rid of the Vil. And Keller defending with the Mangonel against Fire Lancer. So it'll be a Rocket Cart Fire Lancer push from Mihai. He's doing it on 2 TCs. Ooh, a nice job from the push from Mihai, honestly. Gets the Mangonel. Fire Lancers, we all know how OP they are. Maybe we need some siege towers for them. He's looking for signs of military from Viper. He has the Mangonel. Nothing yet. I have Motastic up. So all of Viper's team actually will be up faster. Sorokuma, the last one up. He's able to click, that is. A Rocket Cart push on the Castle Age TC does make me a bit worried. On the other side, not much going on other than the tower that hit both lumber camps. Nice Mangonel shot from Viper. Yeah, Keller had a bit of a attack ground earlier, I think. Yeah, Motastic has to repair this. Remember, repairing TCs is very expensive. And Mihai has gotten it down to about half HP with 50% left. He can see the repairs, right? So if he knows that it's being repaired, go for a ram. Try to take it down. I think the Vil escaped. It did. Yes! Oh, wait, no, it's a purple Vil. Wrong color. If it did, I don't know where it is. So, Motastic, 80% up. 3 rocket carts, still attacking the town center. He's repairing. He's got 6 Vils repairing. Will that be enough? I think it will be. I think it will be enough. Has 99% and he's up to the Castle Age. He manages to get up. Now, these Fire Lancers want to push into the Mangonel. And want the TC also to have so little HP that the Vils can't be inside of it. And I think they might even just want to go here. They're worried about moving forward without the monk support. And meanwhile, over here, it will be the castle and Gebettos for Dan. And Viper walling this up. Has to be careful with the pathing, but we'll continue doing a Shinbei Raiders. I'll say I might have done that house here. Viper's Mangonels push through the stone walls. On the other side, rocket carts attacking the town center. Mangonel from Keller takes down a lot of HP from that rocket cart as the rocket barrage continues on the TC. Knights can come forward, but would worry about the monks. This so far is the only TC from Motastic. He's under a lot of pressure here. Mangonel from Keller goes down. And what is the TC shooting at? TC has some pretty big range. So Shinbei Raiders from the Viper. And how will they do against the Mangonels? They are very weak. So he has to micro here. And takes something of a hit. These are 2 players microing versus 1. I don't know who gets the advantage there. Double shot with the Mangonel. Everything cleared. Smoke-a-Lot got the shot he needed, but couldn't avoid the counterattack. Viper will quick wall as he did against the Paladins in the first game. Keep the Beta Warriors from getting into his eco. And all the Gebettos will go down to the Shinbei Raiders. Right, defensive mangonel here. Keller is still desperate to defend his flanks TC. And we did have the flank running. Wotastic did run. He's Vikings. He has free wheelbarrow and handcart. He can run quickly. He can get to that corner for the extra TC. Yeah, smoke a lot. Lots of fish traps. Not quite as many as the Viper, though. He has done mangonels and stuff over here, right? We saw him lose them. Well, there's Steak. And Steak has just been free fish booming, Japanese fish booming, on his way up. He's an imp. He has the castle on the way. He has more barracks. And Mihai, the highest score in his team, he's been booming behind his push, but only 100 vills to 136. And I feel like this TC has been a huge wood sink for Motastic. Rocket carts and mangonels trading. Fire Lancers trying to hit a mangonel. There's another mangonel. More rocket carts attacking the TC as the vills come forward from Mihai. And Monks want conversions on those knights. As the mangonel gets to the back. Keller kills more of his own. And this will finally be it, I think, for this TC. And that's a lot of vills over here on the wood line that could be found too. And I'm seeing that's being X'd right there. Viper's noticing it. Being like, hey, kill that wood line. Don't let him run. And now Mihai here with some knights, clearing Kellar's mangonels. Now Motastic's vills have to run. But as Keller is doing a second base, the vills can't get in. The vills can't get in. The knights are here. Maybe another vill escapes. But the knights and the fire lancers, the vills have nowhere to go. Motastic buying stone and wood. He can't afford a TC. He's got nowhere to hide. He's just sending everything now towards Kellar's base. Absolute disaster here. And Mihai will quick wall with a castle so that Motastic cannot escape through the gates. Keller has to delete the walls and then rebuild them because he notices Motastic isn't running. Oh, Mihai. That was sick. He quick-walled with a castle foundation. The vill that escaped just died. I don't know if Mihai realized that there were some escape vills earlier. He might think that Motastic's about to be defeated. A disaster there. Trebwar on the right as Yasama towers and fortified walls come in. And Mihai's team is going to try to hold while they push on the left. It's 9 more vills that could die. Don't rocket cart your own knight. Now 33 vills for Motastic. Could Sorokuma hold and continue pushing on that side with Mihai? Can Dan hold against Viper's Trebs? Because right now, they are essentially playing a 4v3. I just worry Dan isn't in a good position himself. Yeah, quick walling with a castle. Almost as good as quick walling with a wonder. But quick walling with Victoria, since you need pop space for that. So the rocket carts continue. And they're almost by a pond, too. They're almost by a pond. The rocket carts will take out the workshop. And we have, what's that? Kataparuto and plate mail armor from Steak. And Steak, as the Japanese pocket, is going to have to carry. Keller can hold with the pond for a while. Dan MT is going to wall as much as he can. Steak will keep doing towers. Yep, he did sneak earlier. So he has TCs. And he does even have another sneak lumber camp that Sorokuma will outpost and wall in. Oh, that's crazy. That's a lot of trebs. That should be Catapuruto trebs for our Japanese pocket. Dan is just trying to wall everything he can. Give time for Magyar recurve bow cav archers. That honestly might be one of the rare instances of a cav archer that, when fully upgraded, can beat the Japanese cav archer that has the +2 attack against range units because of the extra range the Magyars get from recurve bow. +1 range, +1 attack. Trebs will now go for the TC, and Dan is running Vils too. Dan is running just as Motastic had to. That's a scary number of Trebs, and they can't engage with a melee unit because of the walls. Okay, I have no idea what's happening in this game. Some fortified walls from Stake. As now this forward castle is running into some trebuchets. Treb war between these castles. No more cannon galleons on the pond. There'll be another castle from Keller. And I'm trying to see anything going on in the bases. Looks like a wolf attack. Some Xing as the Trebs keep pushing. Anything down here? Markets being added. Mihai's team might think about trading. Market usage, stake slinging Viper. Once you're an imp, you can send resources. Japanese or Korean tower push, and we have both this game. As that wall's down, some helps will come forward. Here come Magyar Hussars, not numerous enough to snipe the Trebs yet. We'll have a castle from the Viper. He's doing elite Tiger Cav. As Mihai's team, are they pushing? They're trying to cut, but then ran into the castle. Trebs taking this castle. Heavy Cav Archer now for Smoke a lot. Scores flipping back and forth as Heavy Cav Archer should be able to deal with this for a bit. But we have another cut. The rocket cart's cutting around the walls from Keller. Keller has some keeps to try to deal with this. And the forward castle will be down to the left. And the Trebs stay standing. Keeps will go down to the cannon galleons too, but the bombard cannon try to take out Trebs. They get one. Can they get a second? The Treb gets a cannon, but the cannon gets both Trebs. We're cannon now from Keller. And now, what is that? Elite Tiger Cav. Elite Tiger Cav from Viper. They don't have as much Pierce Armor and Imp as they do in the Castle Age. So I think they would struggle a bit against these Recurve Bow Cav Archers. As the Treb push continues. And on the left, the Trebs will take out a castle here, I think. That's enough Trebs that the volley makes it crumble. So both players have lost their castles on the left. And with the cut, there is an opening, a few towers behind it. Trebs are putting in work. And Trebs hitting CA. I mean, Viper's team seems to know how to advantage Trebs, from Warwolf to just, oh my gosh, to Catapuruto. And the towers go up, the barracks goes up, more keeps coming up here. As the Treb push continues, and now we're kind of rotating around the map a bit. Maybe a bit worried about this pond. It's a lot of ships in the pond. And now these cannon just kind of chilling in the back. This side is kind of stalling out a bit. The Arbs can't really push into the keeps. There'll be one tower here from Mihai. And yeah, so Stake playing towers on both sides. as his push is continuing in the south. So can Mihai actually still push? Steak has such a higher score than Mihai, and Dan, he's reduced just to walling. 76 vills to 65 for both of the rebooming players, both of them in the castle age. The halves are going to try to get through the wall, through that choke point, and then attack the cav archers, which they can do. Successfully. That's a lot of walling and a lot of gates, but Steak, he's confident with his trebs. We will have elite Magyar Hussars. They do have an attack bonus against siege. They are great at destroying siege. And these trebs are going wild, taking down the gates. Trade has been started and commenced. Getting back and forth to the market there. Approximately 79 gold per trip. Cav archers keep holding. Can't stop the towers. And, oh, we have found... I think there's a Ratha that got in. Motastic's hidden woodline. I'll take the vills there eventually. Must have been a rewall at the last moment after an overchop. And now, here come the Magyar Hussars. They are charging forward. Everything is deleted. I think this team knows they need to stop this push. And this is Smoke-a-Lot's chance. He's charging forward under all those towers. But that 9 Yasama towers, Yasama keeps, and the Magyar Hussars have just melted. I don't think they got a single trebuchet. The unit that's supposed to counter the trebs just ran into halves and towers. Those Japanese towers were insane. The path between Steak and Mihai. Oh, we have some Arbs and some rocket carts. Viper, whatever he just did, he got hit by some rocket carts. Okay, that was a crazy loss of units for him. Probably Tiger Cav. Yeah, not much going there, but Arbs. What are these keeps? What are these keeps from Steak? Mihai, notice your Arbs. He's throwing them into the meat grinder. Mihai, just mowing down the Arbs. Does Mihai notice this? His rocket carts are right-clicking as he tries to escape. Oh, that was crazy. Oh, absolute slaughter. It's like one of those like infinite unit scenarios you'll see. Where you set up the tower defense and the units walk through them and get killed. Mihai was just losing everything. Now the castles are crumbling from Smoke-a-Lot. Smoke-a-Lot, how does Mihai's team have a score lead? Is Keller really that far behind? Elephants come forward. Cannon galleons hitting the elephants. But the keeps are here too. Oh man, this has been crazy. How does this team still have a score lead? Yeah, I guess Recurvo Cav Archers don't die. Do they die to this? Oh, maybe they do die to it. That's a lot of trebs. 10 trebs now. 10 Cataparuto trebs. That castle, or that tower, I think was deleted. Camels attempted now from Dan. And these Cav Archers, what can they do? What can they do? We'll have another castle here from Dan. But how does this... How? Well, I guess the other players are booming back now. We'll start to have more contributions. Alright, now, these Tiger Cav will be cleaned by some camels. Heavy camel will be in. I feel like the way can be weak to heavy camels. there is heavy camel there for the Malians. They can't get Farimba. Is Farimba actually in yet? Yes, it is. Okay, so Farimba heavy camels should be great against the way. Keller trying to hold with skirms. Is there still hope of a push on this side? Because I feel like now Smoke-A-Lot is completely dying. This is such a weird game with score. So it's just one cut. It's not really hitting the eco. These ecos are completely disrupted. Camels are here. Dan asking for food. He's the one that has the most resources now. He's asking for food. He's Tiger Cav, Elite Tiger Cav. Dealing with the Magyar composition. And now the charge continues. Scores are still really close. Xing over here as the battle elephants want to push. There are some hand cannoneers out to do with the battle elephants. They're going after the bombard cannon, as are some arbs. 3 cannon could go down here. There's 2 down. And elephant's going for the 3rd. Maybe the pikeman can save it. And this is a lot of keeps. So, Smoke-A-Lot. Oh, the base down here by the pond. And Dan could get trapped down here. Oh, this is such a crazy game. We have camels and light cav now. Treb's going for the ranges. Range is going down. How many towers? How many towers? He had more. He has 50 keeps right now, and he had more. This push is clearing some of them. Slowly, though. Halbs from Motastic. He's a Viking, so he doesn't really have anything other than pikemen. Extra HP pikemen to fight the elephants. That's it. Viking's not a good civ for fighting elephants. Rookie numbers, they gotta pump the numbers up. Only 50. Because we also have Korean keeps on the other side. I mean, both teams should be buying stone for towers. He's trying to do more. What is the buying price? Where's their markets? Those are their fish. What's the market? Oh, it's only 343 stone, or gold to buy 100 stone. That price can definitely go up. They're not there. And a smoke. And get wrecked at the bottom. He has managed to run some vills at least. And now you're talking about your pocket rebooming. As we continue rotating around the map. As I still can't believe Mihai's team has the score lead. But now that they're getting players back into place, the Vikings feel kind of useless in the face of all the elephants. Maybe they just need to be going ARB so that Keller doesn't need the skirms. He focuses on the halbs. So Viper's base is getting raided. And now what's happening here? That can't quite reach the galley, but the fish, the pond is going to be lost. So Smoke-A-Lot and Dan, whatever they have in the south, will be finished off. And we now have only 67 vills for Smoke-A-Lot. And the trade is right here for Viper's team. The trade is right there, and Mihai isn't far from it. Pond would be hard to push. Trade's going back and forth. And Trebs will take out the keeps that are here. That castle might not hold if the Trebs get forward. I like the little nook where the Trebs can deploy. This push continues as the castle crumbles. How many Trebs is this? 14 Trebs. Is there even... The Stake with the Japanese is carrying. His team now has the score lead. And it feels like this push from Sorokuma, he hasn't really done anything with the elephants in a while. This is now stalling. His team's losing area on the map. And I think Viper's team has done it. Steak playing this like a campaign, honestly. Oh, this is crazy now. We have Mihai getting hit. His initial base is lost. That's basically 3 bases from this team that have been taken out in exchange for 1. And now they can hit the markets. Indeed, hit the markets in the trade. And as the markets crumble, so will be the hopes of Mihai's team for picking up a win here. As Viper's team, with an incredible play from Steak. I was saying I thought Japanese were better as a pocket than as a flank. I guess they could do the same thing from any position, though. It's just Halb, Tower, and Treb, but what the heck? How do you do that? We saw the Magyar Hussars, the unit that's supposed to counter the Trebs, just melt when it tried to charge under the towers. That was a crazy game. And Steak, 14,000 military, 600 kills, mostly from the towers. Economy, 124k. That's a 26-minute imp, too. It's not like he was booming forever, but he's the Japanese, and he had a pond for his fish boom. What do we have here? 29 fish traps. And let's hope capture rate doesn't crash if I do this, but zoom out a bit. And how many keeps did he have? 56? I think he had more. 63. These are Korean keeps. 63 keeps. Up. Famous last words. Did it crash? All good. All good. Do we have? I saw my. Okay, yeah. Let's not zoom out like that. Just a hiccup. All right. Don't zoom out that far. Don't zoom out that far. Maybe we're back. Capture rate isn't like when you zoom out that far. It kills your GPU. Let me just check my stats there. Yep, I skipped frame due to encoding lag. When I zoom out that far, capture rate dies. Or my GPU dies, and then the stream stops rendering. Right, okay, we're back. Don't zoom out. We've learned that. We've learned that. Oh, if we're gonna zoom out, I need to get a second PC, so we can do a dedicated streaming PC, and make sure that the stream doesn't die when we zoom out. It was 1 out of 3 FPS. Got it. Alright, but I think Sensor, if he's still here, can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was the only set for today. And the next sets are going to be on Sunday at 17 GMT. So we have 2 sets at 17 GMT, 1 at 19 GMT, and 1 set on Tuesday. Yep, 3 tomorrow. Wonderful. So we'll probably start tomorrow with casting some games from the league and then head into Rage Forest after that. And I'll decide. There are 2 sets being played simultaneously. I'll see how things go, and I'll definitely cast the Rex. But whether I cast the Rex then or maybe on Monday or Tuesday so it doesn't interfere with the league, I'll figure that out tomorrow. So yeah, gosh, this was a 9 a.m. Saturday morning. I can feel I'm tired. This is I need Rage Forest to keep me awake. But yeah, tomorrow it'll be 17 GMT, Ganji versus ACCM at the same time as Valis versus Freakin' Andy. And then at 19 GMT, it'll be Sato versus Barrels. All of those are going to be really good. So I'll take Sensar's advice of which one to do. Which one to do live and figure that out. Alright, so thank you all so much for watching. This was a good 2-hour set. I might be back later tonight, but I actually need to sleep. I'm on 4 hours of sleep. So we'll go give someone a raid, and we'll be back later. So more Trebs, yep. So thank you all so much for watching, especially everyone on YouTube. Follow my heart. Okay, we'll figure it out when we get there then. And we'll be back definitely tomorrow, maybe later today. Thank you also, Lewis, for the raid, another one of our Rage Force captains.